Well, good morning, Video Fashion. Welcome back to Fashion World.
So are we going to go out now that you can? Yes. Are you around? I'm around. I might do men's dinner if you want. When is it?
Fantastic. And then I'm going to grab Heidi in 2 seconds. Lie down and lean your head right back. Is there a dollop of gel? We're doing like a 40s femme fatale that had a bit of a mishap. You know when you're going out and you look good and the taxi hits the puddle and soaks you? That's kind of our inspiration. We're waving the back with our Nalu, giving us like a 40s glam feel. And then we're just using a big old dollop of cheap gel on the front.
I'm doing a strong eye, rimmed completely on the top and bottom, and the eyes come to a little bit of a point by the tear duct instead of, you know, following this natural line of the eye. The strength is in the eyes because last season we did a strong lip, and the clothes are kind of minimalist, early 90s, very desaturated, so we're giving the strength in the eye.
Well, I think, you know, after coming off of last season, which I think so much was about the proportion and having fun with dressing, I wanted to strip away some of that and start in a much more pure place. And from a design process and from a creative point of view, it was really important for me to present something that was, it just felt right to do something that had a purer hand. Well, I think there's an element of the collection that was inspired by, you know, lingerie, so, you know, and dancers, of course. So there's a softness to the collection, but it was also important to contrast those things with some of the things that were, like the black leather that were tougher, and the herringbone twills, and the blue denim, which kind of was the pop of color. I wanted to keep the palette intentionally neutral because I wanted to really draw the eye about the textures and the subtleties between things that are opaque and transparent and the idea of things that have to do with cut.
What Richie's always done has been really architectural and forward and, you know, really revolutionary in the way that he approaches fashion and design. I don't come here and expecting to see sort of the run-of-the-mill trends you see everywhere else.
Oh, not only is he my dear friend, but you know, I think in this industry, it's such a difficult industry, and it gets very lonely. And you know, it's like you as young designers, you go through the same thing. So why not support? You know what I mean? It's really important to have a camaraderie. With Richard and I, we have a really good friendship, and you know, it's good to support and appreciate.
Richie's always made such a name for himself because he has such a visual signature in terms of the way his clothes are presented. He did have his training at Marc Jacobs, and a lot of it came from that, but he didn't walk away doing Marc Jacobs light. He really is doing Richard Chai, and that's what's really great. It's a real voice in fashion that was lacking, and I think he really knew how to sort of slot that in both women's wear and men's wear.
Richard is like it's like a new type of American sportswear. You know what I mean? It's like there's a sensitivity and a craftsmanship to his clothes that is so thoughtful, and it's a real hybrid, and it's like a space that always feels fresh and new, and on a take that is more classic. You know.
I love the idea of the different transparencies with things that were quite opaque, and the idea of things that were really sheer, kind of holding things that had bigger volume. Those things were really important to me. Proportion was very important in this collection, and the idea of how it was about elongating the silhouette as well, and having things that had volume, but not in a way that felt uneasy or in a way that wasn't flattering. There's just a sophistication behind all these women that are in my life. You know, they all do amazing things. They're all really interesting people, but I think that's a common denominator. Women are nowadays just traveling everywhere, you know, and so it's important for clothes that can kind of go throughout the world.
You know, I think the Richard Chai woman is definitely strong, secure, you know, definitely loves fashion. Fashion is a statement for her, but at the same time, it doesn't overtake her. She's not a slave to fashion, but there's definitely strength in the way that she approaches style.
There's always an ease in my collections. It's never about the idea of things feeling uncomfortable or precious or uptight. And I think that's, you know, why layering always plays a very important part in my collections.